I'm back on site at my little sister's house, and her bathtub has seen better days. So we're gonna make the best out of a terrible situation and give her a brand new epoxy shower, brand new epoxy floor. It's gonna be an epoxy bathroom built by yours truly. Stay tuned and enjoy the video. When it's time to install your permanent glass shower doors or your curtain rod, you're going to want a firm backing that won't compress under pressure. Simply add a 2 to 6 inch wide strip of sturdy material, matching the thickness of your foam. We're going to attach that strip to the outer edge of each smaller shower panel. Once in place, the strip gets coated with epoxy and positioned beyond the curtain door area, keeping it safe from any shower water. We attach this strip nearly like a countertop seam. Use a popsicle stick as a spacer and apply blue masking tape on the back side of the foam and the strip of wood. This maintains a constant gap, letting the epoxy really soak in. For shower walls that are gonna last, round over the top and bottom edges so the epoxy flows smoothly, just like on a countertop. Next up is our fiberglass mesh. Apply it as smoothly as you can to avoid any wrinkles. Let the mesh overhang a bit on all sides, that's not gonna be a problem. We're gonna trim that later after the epoxy cures. A Bondo spreader or magic trowel works great to press it down with minimal fuss. Take your time here, guys. A smooth application of the fiber mesh will save a bunch of time sanding later on. Once everything's secure, flip that panel over and remove those popsicle sticks. Guys, pro tip, ensure your foam is free of any moisture. Sometimes the hardware store stores these outside. If they get rained on, you gotta make sure all the water is out of that foam before coating with epoxy. Now it's time for the epoxy. We go with Speed Cure for this step. Measure and mix 4 ounces of epoxy per square foot of shower panel, following a 1-to-1 ratio by volume. Start by pouring in part B, then part A. Blend with a paddle mixer on a drill for about 90 seconds. Don't forget to scrape the sides and bottom of that mixing container, add black or white dye, then mix again for another 30 to 60 seconds. Stone Coat Speed Cure Epoxy sets faster and is thicker than our standard countertop formulas, so get it out of that bucket right after mixing. Be sure to skip that torch or heat gun for bubbles. Misting the surface a few times with 91% isopropyl alcohol will handle the micro bubbles for this step. When you apply heat, that can cause that mesh to lift, so skip that step. Speed Cure is fully dry in about 4 to 5 hours. Once dry, use about 120 to 180 grit sandpaper with a random orbital sander and smooth away any high spots or lifted mesh. Just sand that mesh or high spot back down to the surface, wipe away all the dust with 91% isopropyl alcohol, and we're ready for the next step. Epoxy tape dams on foam shower panels can be tricky because the tape doesn't like to stick to the foam edges. We go with a foam window insulation, and we do that right on the surface because tape loves sticking to epoxy. So we're gonna go about 1/2 inch of tape. I go the thickness of whatever foam windowsill I pick up. Before I mark and tape, I'm gonna wipe down the perimeter and edges one more time with isopropyl alcohol. That makes sure I have no debris, it's nice and clean, and that tape is gonna stick really good. So step 1 is I'm gonna mark on the surface of my panel about 1/2 inch, a couple spots around the whole perimeter. And then I take my blue Scotch tape and I tape about 1/2 inch, and then I fold the rest of that tape down on this edge. Iron that on nice and tight. Next up is our foam windowsill, and now we're gonna apply it right to our blue tape section. Nice and easy again. These are our prep steps. We wanna take our time. I don't want any wrinkles under this either. So I'm guiding the roll with my thumb, and I'm ironing it down with this other thumb. I'm going about 15 to 18 inches at a time, and I'll use my other finger along this edge. That way I know I'm pretty much there. Some of you guys are probably at this point saying, Mitch, why don't you just put this window right to the foam panel? Well, it doesn't come off. So now I tape the top of my foam. This is just one more layer of insurance. It's so cheap to put on a row of tape, it's so fast. There's no real reason not to do this. And go with the orange at this point, guys, because this stuff is the stickiest tape that Scotch makes right now. Guys, then when I have it on the top, I roll that over just like before and tie that all together. This is the ultimate shower wall tape dam. Right, guys, it's color code time, my favorite part of any epoxy project. We're laying down colors. We're going black dye, white dye, pewter mica, black mica, purple mountain, and a little little bit of gold dust. I went ahead and measured each one of my panels. I've got the square footage out. I'm gonna put 6 ounces per square foot. We're gonna mix our epoxy for about 2 minutes. We'll take time in between mixing, scrape that bucket. We'll pour that mixed epoxy out into separate mixing buckets. From there, we're gonna add our colors. Once our colors are incorporated, we're gonna start pouring those out all over the panel. We're gonna do one panel at a time. I went ahead and broke my project into base colors and accent colors. What does that mean? So I have my base colors. That's the most of my material. I'm going white dye, black metallic, and pewter metallic. I'm gonna really meld my black dye and black metallic on my project to make a real pretty subtle black, and then slap in some white in there. My base colors are gonna have more volume, my accent a little bit less volume. And then for my 2 accent colors, I'm going purple mountain and then a little bit of gold dust. And we're doing a hybrid hand meld, Rolling Stone style finish for these shower walls. Remember, you could go a little more wild and crazy, make a statement piece on a shower. It's not your entire kitchen. This is gonna be a darker marble. That's why we got that black undercoat. I've got my tape dams applied. And remember, follow those best practices when doing your tape dam over foam for best results, holding that epoxy on the project till it thickens, and then we peel that tape dam later and let it flow over those edges. I'm gonna start with the back panel, the biggest panel. I'll get that, that's my statement piece. And I kind of want the flow to tie into my other walls. Once we have the back formula down, we've got the finish complete, we like the way it looks, we're gonna mix up a little bit more epoxy, and then rinse and repeat. Do the same sort of technique, mix up the same ratio of colors, and apply it to our 2 side panels. We'll let that epoxy cure for about 1 hour to 2 hours before peeling that tape dam and letting the epoxy flow over our edges. And then from there, the epoxy is gonna cure in about 18 to 24 hours. Then we're gonna follow that up with a clear coat of epoxy, the same material, just crystal clear. Adding the clear coat adds some durability, a sanding layer if you ever wanna add the ultimate top coat. You can add that next, or you could add that years down the road. All right guys, we're on site. We're at my little sister's house and it's time to rip out this fiberglass shower. We're surprising her with an epoxy floor to go with her epoxy shower. She doesn't even know it yet. So, demo day. I'm pulling out the toilet. We're gonna get that out of our way. I've already removed the door. Bathrooms are hard to work in. They're small, cramped spaces. Do yourself a favor, remove the door. We're gonna remove the toilet. That's gonna give us a lot more room to work. Every fiberglass shower, in most cases, has a flange around the entire perimeter, and that flange is what you're gonna screw this fiberglass tub shower to the walls, to the studs. So I'm gonna mark a line here. I'm gonna cut my sheetrock, I'll remove it, and then I'm probably just gonna sawzall this bad boy right in half, because there's no way you're gonna get this out of the house as a full unit. These things come in most cases, when the walls are still studs. There's nothing in your way. You can get it in here, install it, then the sheetrock and the walls, interior walls start going up. I bought a fiberglass pan from the Home Depot. It has my drain here on that end. I've got new shower hardware because we're eliminating the tub. So if you're gonna eliminate that tub and just go pure shower, you need a whole new shower mechanism. You're gonna see a brand new bathroom in probably under 2 days. Let's go to work. Guys, as you can see, I'm only using just the tip of this saw blade. I'm not diving it way in there and cutting all the studs. I'm just looking to cut my sheetrock. We'll peel this out. We'll remove the screws from our fiberglass shower, cut it in half, and get it out of here. Okay guys, next step, I'm gonna do a little bit of caulking here around the perimeter. That just holds that moisture seal in place, doesn't let it escape underneath the wall, and I know from past experience. And you wanna use latex caulking for this. Do not use silicone. Number one, I'm using the fast dry stuff, and silicone will repel epoxy, so you don't wanna do that. All right, I'm gonna put a layer of epoxy down. We checked out the thickness of my sister's floor that they're gonna put in, so I'm gonna do a heavy pour here. It's gonna raise up the whole floor about 1/4 of an inch and fill in any nail heads, nooks and crannies. We're gonna mix for about 2 minutes with a paddle mixer and a drill. I'll pour it out and I'll work myself out of this small bathroom, and I'm just gonna use a roller to apply this material. All right guys, you can see I'm just pushing the puddle nice and easy. Once the puddle goes up to where I want it, just back off, and that product's gonna come back in self-level. So there's no real need to tape off. The taping can be counterproductive because it hits the tape and then it rides up the tape. And then when you peel it off, you'll have epoxy behind the tape. It's a big old nasty mess. Nobody wants that. I'm gonna pop off my little dam I built, and then we're gonna double it up and reapply it. First things first, we're gonna get the shower installed, and then we're gonna work our way out of here and pour this floor same day. It's gonna be a cool install. I made these shower walls oversized because I knew I was gonna cut them to size today on install day. After I had that whole fiberglass surround removed, my walls in place, I'll take some measurements, I'll write those down, and then we'll go make some cuts and install. Installing those shower walls is easy. All the hard work is over. We're gonna put blobs of silicone, and what I mean by blobs, it's about $1/2 size amount of silicone. And then as I'm applying it, I'm pulling the caulking gun back, which gives you a nice blob. And then when you push the panel to the wall, it squeezes that blob out, attaching vigorously to the back of that foam and almost suction cupping that panel. It won't wanna pull off. And that is the Stone Coat blob method for shower installation. It's not that big a deal to oversize your panels and cut them on site. Now you have minimal days without a shower. Imagine if I tore all this out, did the pan. It took me a couple days to make these, so that's a few days that the customer doesn't have a bathroom. My sister's only gonna not have a bathroom for 1 day with this. She'll be able to shower in this tomorrow. From the bottom to the bottom of the box, 47/8. From the bottom to the top of the box, 45 1/16. From the left, because I know I got my end point there. From the left to the start of the box, 11 3/4. From the left to the far side of the box, 15 5/8. 72 5/8. I'm ready to do the marble floor. We're prepped and ready to go. I did a quick little 220 sanding because we went past 24 hours I've been working hard. The shower install went fantastic. It looks great. The silicone is drying, and that shower will be ready for use tomorrow. So the next steps I'm gonna mix up our epoxy mid coat. That's the layer that we add the colors and create the marble with. Our epoxy mid coat is special. You have a couple hours to work with it. 0 VOCs. You can work in it in a small bathroom without stinking out the entire home. My sister's gonna be sleeping here today, so if I was using a solvent-based epoxy, it's gonna reek up the entire house. Go with Stone Coat, install it inside your home, inside your small bathroom without any fuss. So after mixing, we'll have about 2 hours of working time. That's also unique with our mid coat. That's one of the longest working times in the epoxy industry, so you're not gonna need to be in a rush. This isn't gonna take very long. This is a very small floor. We're gonna go grays. A few shades of gray, not 50, just a few. We're gonna lay that down, meld it with a roller, and then we'll be out of here. Nate's gonna come back, my camera guy, and apply the ultimate top coat because, guys, I'm out of here. This is my last Oregon job. My U-Haul's out front. It's packed up. After I pour this epoxy, I'm on the road. Off to Texas. All right, let's get mixing. And the result is a stunning custom shower that's sure to impress. Upgrade your bathroom, add value to your home, and enjoy a top quality finish with Stone Coat's Epoxy Shower Kit. Grab yours today and start building something beautiful. You've got this.